Are you planning to go for a more compact micro ATX PC build? Then you should definitely have Cooler Master MB311L under your radar. MB311L is a budget M-ATX chassis, but it looks really good and has decent airflow. It features a tempered glass side panel, supports tons of storage and fan configurations, and has a front mesh panel. There are two versions of this PC case, the one we are checking today, meaning non-RGB, and a RGB version that features two addressable RGB fans at the front, but no fan at the back. But let's start from the beginning. So, MB311L features a tempered glass side panel. It's definitely cool that screws hold up in place, so you do not have to worry about losing them. Cooler Master decided to include one stock fan at the rear of the case, but I would recommend adding one or a few fans to the front and ensure a neutral or a positive air pressure, so you would have a better airflow and less dust coming in through various gaps. In total, you can install 6 120mm fans, meaning 3 at the front, 2 at the top, and 1 at the back. In case you decide to go for 140mm fans, you can have 2 of them at the front and 2 at the top of the case. Radiator support is also decent. Up to 280mm at the front, 240mm rad at the top, and 120mm radiator at the back. The mesh front panel is quite easily removable and has some additional side vents. In order to remove it, just pull from the bottom. The plastic feels quite stiff, but a decent quality. Quite a different experience I had with a Cooler Master MB520 RGB some time ago. It had a few broken tabs and plastic felt really cheap. I really like you end up with no cables attached to a front panel. And it makes it much easier to mount fans or make some maintenance stuff. Speaking of I/O, we have a reset button, audio and mic jack, a power button and 2 USB 3.0 ports. Also at the top you have a magnetic dust filter. So this chassis is the right size to build a micro ATX PC, but also it supports mini ITX motherboards. GPU and CPU cooler support is also really good. You can fit up to 344 length graphics card and 166mm height CPU cooler, meaning you could go for a beefy air cooler like Be Quiet Darkrock Pro 4 or Noctua NHD 15 if needed. You will also find some accessories included: zip ties, screws, rubber grommets, 3.5-inch hard drive mounting brackets, and a manual. Being an M-ATX form factor case, you can pack quite a few storage devices. You can mount 2 2.5-inch drives above the PSU shroud and 2 more behind the motherboard tray. In order to mount a drive, you need to screw these holders and insert included grommets. And it holds an SSD just by friction, but it's enough to keep it in place. Additionally, you can install 2 3.5-inch drives to a drive cage using an included brackets, and actually one more 3.5-inch drive on top of this cage, even though Cooler Master states it's only possible to have 2 hard drives. Well, for that third drive you need to use the same grommets as for 2.5-inch drives, and you only get 8 grommets in total, so have it in mind in case you will be using 2 SATA SSDs. You will need to get some additional grommets in case you want to mount that third hard drive. A drive cage position is adjustable, as well as you can remove it completely in case you need more space under a PSU shroud. At the bottom, under a PSU, we have a non-magnetic dust filter. It holds up quite okay, but I'm not a big fan of such filters, as you can easily bend it permanently when removing for cleaning. MB311L comes with non-reusable PCI slot covers, and so I suggest removing them before installing your motherboard. Just be sure you take the right ones out, and definitely it would be really nice to get some spares to cover the gaps if you need to. Regarding overall cable management, it doesn't have any cable management channels or rubber grommets to hide those bigger gaps, but you have quite a few zip tie points to secure cables in place. I've used MB311L in one of the PC builds and I have to say I had quite a decent experience. Sure, I was using a fully modular power supply and removed a drive cage completely, though I had quite a few RGB fan cables to manage. But it turned out really awesome build, and so I will leave a link at the top right corner. For some reason the non-RGB version is harder to find, at least when I was checking earlier today. MB311L MSRP price is around $60, while the ARGB version goes for $75 US. You will find links to both of these in the description below. I was not able to make a thermal test this time, but having in mind the front panel has lots of mesh, it should perform really well, especially with a few additional intake fans. All in all, it's a great Micro ATX PC case for its price, especially non-RGB version. I would say it's one of my top picks for a budget and even for a mid-range Micro ATX gaming or streaming builds. In case you have any questions regarding MB311L, just post your comment below. Also, I've decided to start some private consultation sessions. It's for anyone that is planning to build a PC and would like to book a dedicated time for making a personal PC parts list for a certain budget, or just need some guidance on the best value quality PC parts in your country. And so, if you are interested, you can do it by messaging Epic Game Tech on Instagram or Facebook page. Also, you can check possible timings in a calendar I will link below. Regarding alternative budget Micro ATX cases, well, there are a few more to choose from, having in mind airflow is the main focus. Thermaltake Versa H18 has a good price, but just like Fractal Design Focus G Mini or Silverstone PS15, it's kind of a basic look, but maybe it's just me. One more alternative from a Cooler Master, Masterbox NR400. Same here, nothing gamer-ish, but it looks more refined. Dark Flash DLM21 mesh is also quite a nice price to quality chassis, in case you can grab it for around $75 or less. But it seems it has really limited availability in the US, not even mentioning other countries. But if I would need to choose, probably I would go for an R400 from these. Share, like, subscribe or register for a consultation in case you're planning to build and you need some advice. And definitely check even more PC case reviews right here.